The Great Squirrel Chase. Once upon a time in a small suburban neighborhood, two police officers named Officer Smith and Officer Johnson were on patrol. It was a quiet day, and they were hoping for some excitement to break the monotony. Suddenly, they spotted a squirrel darting across the road. Officer Smith, always up for a challenge, decided to chase after it. Officer Johnson, not wanting to be outdone, joined the pursuit. The squirrel zigzagged through front yards, leaped over fences, and even climbed a tree. The officers followed, huffing and puffing, determined to catch the elusive critter. Neighbors peeked out of their windows, amused by the spectacle. Children cheered for the officers, placing bets on who would catch the squirrel first. The chase continued for what felt like hours, with the squirrel always one step ahead. Finally, the squirrel made a daring move. It dashed into a nearby grocery store, its tiny tail disappearing through the automatic sliding doors. Officer Smith and Officer Johnson followed, their hearts pounding. They sprinted down the aisles, knocking over cereal boxes and startling shoppers. The squirrel, now inside the produce section, climbed onto a stack of watermelons. Officer Smith lunged, but the squirrel leaped onto a shopping cart and rolled away. Officer Johnson slipped on a banana peel, yes, really, and crashed into a display of pickles. The squirrel, sensing victory, dashed toward the checkout lanes. Officer Smith tackled it just as it reached the candy aisle. The squirrel squirmed, chattering angrily, but Officer Johnson managed to grab a paper bag and gently scoop it inside. Panting and disheveled, the officers emerged from the store, holding the bag triumphantly. The crowd erupted in applause. The squirrel, now a local legend, was dubbed Squeaky by the neighborhood kids, and that's how Officer Smith and Officer Johnson became heroes for capturing a squirrel in a suburban grocery store. To this day, their patrol car bears a bumper sticker that reads, "I survived the Great Squirrel Chase."